It's a Friday once again. I'm not in my office though today. Okay. Hello everybody. Hi Instagram, hi TikTok, hi Facebook. It's another Friday once again. I am the beacon of light. I am beacon of light, the luminary of holistic empowerment. Okay, Facebook is doing its shenanigans again, but it's fine. Okay, so yes, welcome again to another Friday, and today we are on week 4. Today we shall be talking about the power of support systems, right? Today we are talking the power of support systems. And those who bought the diaries, I'm selling diaries. These diaries go hand in hand with a book. This book is called Born into Change, and this book helps anyone who is born of a woman to heal holistically, to heal childhood wounds and childhood traumas, and to heal where you currently are in life, whether you're an adult, whether you're a child, whether you're a young adult, a teenager, whether you're a parent, whatever you are, an elderly, and you just want to understand your spiritual path and emotional path. This book will help you. It's called Born into Change. Right, it goes hand in hand with the diary. The diary is what we use today to just take down our feelings, whatever you're feeling. So whoever bought the diary, I truly appreciate. So I hope you have filled it up, what you're expecting to hear today and what you are feeling. And also don't overthink it, because the feelings are at the back of the diary. You have some prompts to guide you on what you're feeling, because I understand whenever a mom and going through this emotional turmoil, you just don't want to overdo things, you don't want to overthink things, because you're already burnt out. You don't want to burn yourself out even more. So just write that one emotion: I'm feeling this, full stop. You'll vent later if you feel the need to vent. I'm looking forward to this, full stop. Right? Hi Hasi, thank you for the heart me. Okay, so yeah, as I've said, today we're on week 4, and we are talking about the power of support systems, right? The first question I just want to pose today to every mother out there is, who holds your hand when you're tired? Just sit with that question and digest. Who holds your hand whenever you just feel like, you know what, I'm feeling tired? Who holds your hand? Right, you may think it through throughout the life, but just put it at the back of your hand, or at the back of your head. So the power of support systems is what I talk about today. How does social support systems help us? The first one is, it lowers the risk of postpartum depression. We're talking about mothers, right? So it lowers the risk of postpartum depression. We're going to address postpartum depression as we move along with our weekly sessions. But today, I just want to understand that whenever you have support systems, your risks of going through postpartum depression are minimized. How is that? I hope you understand the thing that is called the observer effect. Do we all know the observer effect? For those who don't know the observer effect, some scientists carried out a study. They were trying to see how particles react. They were trying to understand what is a particle in the first place, right? So they put a slit like that, and then they passed through waves of particles, right? So whenever the particles were passing through the slit, they were just waves of possibilities. They were not a rigid or solid structure that you can pinpoint that, okay, here is a particle, here is a particle. No, they were just waves of possibilities. But then when they passed through the slit, there was an observing machine here, a lens that was looking at these waves to record them, to record their rate or what they are and all of those things, right? There was the monitor here. And after they were passing through the slit, when they were going past the monitor, they were then observed as particles, visible, viewable, circular things, dots, particles, and then they would hit against a wall. And then when they hit against the wall, they would see that it's a particle, it's a dot, it's a dot, it's a dot. However, before it was observed, it was just a wave of possibilities. That is the observer effect. It states that anything you observe, it changes form to show itself what it truly is to the observer, right? So that's what also happened whenever you have a social support system as a mom. Now you feel observed, you feel held, you feel supported. Therefore, the need for you to perform multiple possibilities minimizes, it gets eradicated. Now you are just this tired mom who needs to be held, full stop. So it goes with the observer effect. When you're observed, you take form, you take shape. Now you are taking shape of this tired mom who needs support. So yes, that's how postpartum depression is minimized, because you're not performing. You are this. I am this. I am a tired mom who needs support. Taken shape, right? You've taken shape. You've taken shape. You've taken shape. So once you've taken shape, the stress hormone that forces you to perform, I need to do this, I need to do that. Oh, I must be this, I must be that. To this and to this one and the two. I need, right? When you're doing that, you are releasing this thing called a stress hormone, cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone, right? But however, when you are observed, when you are held, when you are supported, the stress hormone ceases to be produced, right? You are now not producing this stress hormone called cortisol. It is lowered now. It is not excreted. And once you're observed in your most vulnerable, your aura, which is your electromagnetic frequency, this thing that you are, that you emit, right? It widens and opens up like a portal when you're observed, right? When you are now relaxed, in your relaxed calm state, right? And we all know that when your aura broadens and opens up, you are at your most vulnerable, which means you are bonding, right? As I've said, that it's opening up a portal, right? When your aura gets widened and opens up a portal, you're welcoming everything, right? What does that mean? It means you are bonding. What is bonding? That is bonding, right? Now you know, next time when somebody asks you what is bonding, you will know that it's when quantum physically bonding is when your aura widens up and opens up like a portal to receive external forces, to bond with external forces, right? So that's bonding. So it means that you are bonding. Your aura is at a high frequency of bonding with external forces. And when we are bonding, we know that what happens, you release oxytocin. What is oxytocin? Oxytocin is not just a love hormone, right? We all know that oxytocin is the hormone that is released when you're in love and when you're feeling loved, right? So it's not just a love hormone, it's also the hormone of bonding. It then induces relaxation. You then relax, stress is gone. The brain, yes, I want to check out this part. The brain then limits fear, removes hypervigilance, and it makes mom more resilient. You feel held, therefore you feel relaxed, and then cortisol, oxytocin is then released for you to relax even further, right? So this, my fellow people, proves that whenever you're held, whenever you have a social support, you're less prone to postpartum depression. Also, I want to sneeze right now. Also, all of these, they regulate the nervous system, because when you're observed, when oxytocin is released and cortisol is minimized, the vagus nerve, which is the nerve that is controlling literally your whole body and all of the functions in your body. This nerve then shifts from flight or fight to relax and digest, which means your muscles won't tense up, right? It's just an ecosystem. It's a jigsaw puzzle. Cortisol is increased, cortisol is decreased, oxytocin is increased, therefore the vagus nerve relaxes. Full stop. So easy peasy lemon squeezy. I don't need to even unpack this thing. Postpartum depression is minimized just like that. Okay. And also having a support system, it encourages secure attachment styles in the children the mother is bringing up. How so? Since we have unpacked this thing that now the mother is less stressed and more relaxed, it means that the mother has a wider emotional bandwidth, right? This mom is now emotionally available, mentally relaxed, physically fit, holistically available for her children, which means that the mother can now attend to every need of her child or her children adequately, efficiently and effectively, right? Unlike when they are stressed, they may even tend to abuse the child or children because they're overwhelmed. The bandwidth is too finished, gone, zero, dilch, right? So yes, this mom is now relaxed. And also I'm saying mom because somebody may say that, oh, come on, this person has support even if they are stressed. Why won't the child or children be emotionally held by the village, by the support system? I will always go back to the part that you shared an umbilical cord with this person. The connection is deep. This person really fetched you billions and billions of light years away. Now they brought you on earth using this umbilical cord, which means that even though the umbilical cord has been cut, there is this thing that remains in the spirit. It's called the silver cord, which connects mother to child spiritually now. So it means that even though there are people supporting the child at a quantum level still needs the biological mother for soothing. So the aim here is to make sure that the biological mother is holistically held, holistically supported, so that the biological mother herself can have the emotional, mental, holistic bandwidth to take care of her child or children herself, so that the children can feel this emotional, spiritual, holistic connection with their mom. No matter who can come and try to soothe this child, if it's a biological mother, it's not getting to that thing. It's a pay right? Because we need that thing that is on top of the cake, right? Exactly. So yes, that's the power again. That's the power of having a support system. Historically, back in the day, before everything, society knew that a mom needs support. A mom cannot just bounce back. A mom cannot just go to work, right? They understood that a mom, a woman, is a portal to the quantum realm, and they revered that because they truly understood spirituality, what is now called the quantum realm, right? They truly understood that 100%. So they revered the woman, they protected the woman, they make sure that the woman is treated like a kanda because of her biological makeup, because of the job she does for humanity. So they held a woman since birth. From birth, whenever you were a woman, you were taken care of. You were protected as the portal that you are, right? And after birth, it was even worse, get the protection. They supported you because they knew who you were, what you are, and what you were bringing to humanity. So, however, as we moved along, this whole thing got dismantled, right? What happened? One, colonization happened. Yes, colonization happened. How? So colonization fractured the traditional African family structure. The African family structure was a communal family structure whereby auntie pitched in, uncle pitched in, everybody pitched in to raise this child. Even neighbors pitched in to raise a child. It literally took a village to raise a child, right? But then colonization replaced it with nuclear family models from Europe, and also forced men into wage labor. They said, we'll pay you for this, right? Money talks now, so we'll pay you for you to provide for the nuclear family of yours this in thing, right? So that's how colonization dismantled the whole thing. And then also in the industrialization and capitalism. Am I right? Yes, industrialization, capitalism. So working for money pulled men, right? It's connecting. This thing is connecting. Working for money pulled men, then eventually one man into formal jobs, right? Meaning productivity as a measure of work, not caregiving. Whenever you opted to be a caregiver, you were deemed as useless. You are now deemed as useless. Whenever you opt for the caregiving route, you are deemed as useless. No. You're useless. As long as you're not in the formal sector of jobbing, you're useless. As long as you're not bringing anything materialistic back home, money, you're useless, right? So industrialization and capitalism forced everybody to move out of the home into the formal workforce to provide, right? And then urbanization, which is the moving of people from villages to cities, it broke this communal way of life. It broke this way of living in a communal form. The village, we said that it takes a village to raise a child. That village was then dismantled due to urbanization. People moved from villages into cities because they were looking for jobs, leaving mothers alone at home, in isolation, to take care of these children on their own. Now they're alone because everybody has moved, right? Everybody has moved. So now they're alone, taking care of these babies. Even if the mother decides to move to the city with the children, they'll still be in isolation because in the cities there is no village. Takes a village to raise a child. It's just apartments. We're living in apartments. Do you, I do me, that's just you and I, you live there, I live here, right? That's how it is in the cities, in apartment kind of life, which made mothers in isolation. There's no support whatsoever. And then for patriarchal narratives state that men are excused from nurturing and they're told to be financial providers. Women are praised for doing it all, and they are glorifying burnout as a badge of honor, right? We're told that if you're not burnt out as a woman, then are you even woman, right? If you are nurturing as a man, come on, are you a woman, right? So everything in this patriarchal narrative is just turned into, you know what, you are either this or that. It's either there is no collaboration, there is competition, there is no complementation, there is conflict, right? So it's either or patriarchal narratives. And then the last one is modern individualization, which says that asking for help is weakness and community care is considered charity. Wow. Whenever you are cared for by the community nowadays, you feel like, oh, come on, I'm not a charity. Am I a charity? Right? You feel like you're just a charitable individual whenever you're assisted by the community. You feel like I can do it all, right? I've got me, I've got myself, right? I don't need nobody because I got this on my own, right? It's the modern individualization. Oh my God, I was writing down terminologies today, so yeah. Okay, so now that we have discussed the importance of support and how it got unalived in the process, let's discuss what can be done now. Moving forward, what can be done now? First of all, what we can do, name it. That's what I'm doing right now in these live sessions. I'm naming what happened, because whatever has been named, it loses control over you. It stops oppressing you and you start gaining control over it, right? Whenever you've named something, it means that you have assumed the control. Now the ropes, the reins are on your side. So let's name it. Slowly but surely, let's name what is happening so that we can gain control. And number two, let's reclaim the village slowly but surely, right? These sessions, we come here, we discuss these things, and also I provide spaces where we sit and talk about these things. We vent, we hold each other high, wise men. We hold each other just a space whereby we just sit, listen, hear, be heard, be held, be supported, right? I hold these spaces every Monday to Thursday, 10 a.m. for 45 minutes. We just talk, we vent, we listen to each other, we teach each other, right? So that's what I do. And if you're interested, check my stories. Every day I post stories on how you can join these spaces, right? So yes, it's part of reclaiming the village slowly but surely. So yes, let's reclaim the village. Let's reclaim this thing of holding each other. Oh, I can bring you food. Oh, I can clean your house. Oh, I can help with this and that, right? Slowly but surely we will get there. 3, let's normalize asking for help. Let's stop labeling asking for help as weakness. Let's stop glorifying burnout as a badge of honor. It's not. Let's start promoting asking for help as strength, right? By asking for help, it means that you are emotionally strong, emotionally anchored, right? Start promoting that. Okay. And also 4, let's call men back into the circle. Let's quit there's this thing that's going on that whenever you see a family online, and then they'll be like, absent fathers will say this is AI, those kind of things, right? Exactly. So let's shun upon those things. Let's shun upon men not being there for their family. Let's shun upon deadbeat fathers, right? Let's normalize seeing fathers in their homes, right? So let's call men back into the circle. Let's try to raise awareness. Let's educate men on what being a father truly is. That it's not just being an ATM. It's not just being the financial provider. Actually, it's being a provider neurologically, emotionally, mentally, psychosocially, in every holistic aspect of life. It's being a provider and a protector holistically, and let's raise awareness on that, right? And 5, let's anchor in resilience. Let's remind mothers that they are strong, right? That's anchoring in resilience. Whatever you do, let's stop doing this thing of cry baby, are you the first person to ever be a mom? We all went through that. It's motherhood, right? Let's stop doing that. It's not providing support, not in the least, right? However, let's come and just provide empathy. Oh, you're going through this. Oh, I'm sorry. I also went through this, and this is how I tackled it. I know it's not supposed to be like that. However, for now, that's how it is. Let's try to hold each other up. Oh, I cannot emphasize this enough. All right. So that's it for today. I just want to share a story before I go on into our summary for today. I recently watched a reel for some chick. You can go check it out. Her handle is Lord Patsy, something like that. She went into labor. Her husband brought her to the hospital. She went into labor. She delivered her baby, and then after that, she went into this, I choose to call it a postpartum ritual. Let's call it that for the sake of this discussion and for the sake of what I choose to call it. I'm trying to call it a postpartum ritual. She went into this sort of isolation whereby she was just sitting and held by mothers, held by a community. She was just with these people and she was just resting. They would just bring her the baby for breastfeeding, and whenever the baby needs soothing by her biological mother, right? But she was just free to go and bath and do all of these things, but she was contained in the home, not because she was being imprisoned or oppressed, but because they were protecting her postpartum aura. Because as I've said this, whenever you're vulnerable, your aura widens up and opens a portal for anything to come in. So whenever you're a new mom, you should isolate from society and just brood into your cocoon. So these mothers, they came here to take care of the baby, to cook for her, to clean her space, to make sure she was pampered and well, and her baby and her and her children were taken care of for a full month. Then after a month, she came out into society, and society saw her and the new baby for the first time. I truly loved it. I really loved it. Apparently it's a traditional way of life. It's always been practiced, but then in our age, because we're moving into woman empowerment, false woman empowerment, now woman just gives off now and goes back to the workplace, emitting and absorbing all of these things in her aura, her vulnerable aura, and literally using newborn baby's energy into this white collar job field. Because I said this in my previous, that whenever you're a mom, just know that you're already connected to this children or this child, and whatever you do, it means that your child is indirectly doing it too, especially in the first 1000 days, which is the first 3 years of the child life. The silver cord, which is the spiritual umbilical cord, is still connected to you guys. It's still strong. In fact, the silver cord is never removed, right? You are forever connected to your child until death, right? So whenever you give birth, you're already tethered with the soul like this for eternity. So it means that when you've just recently given birth, yes, they cut the physical umbilical cord, but the spiritual silver cord is tied to you guys like this. In the first 1000 days of the baby's life, which is the first 3 years of the baby's life, it is so strong. You are extremely spiritually connected. There's this Bluetooth thing such that whatever you are doing, the baby is doing indirectly. So if you give birth in the first 3 years and as a mom you go back into the workforce, you're literally giving out your child's energy into whatever organization you're working for, and they're not paying you toll, by the way. Anyway, let's summarize this thing. So today we were on week 4 and talking about the power of support systems, and the session theme summary reads: this week we explore the sacred importance of support system in the motherhood journey. Whether chosen or inherited, these connections become lifelines, offering strength, perspective, and emotional grounding. You were never meant to do this alone. Community is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Whoa! Except from Born into Change, which is our book that goes hand in hand with this program. The gist is support strengthens the soul's rhythm, baby. So the chapter we are going to take this from is chapter 5, which is relationships and connection 1.1, emotional safety, which reads: emotional safety is not comfort, it's clarity. It's the felt sense that you can show up fully in a relationship without fear of punishment, ridicule, or withdrawal. Without emotional safety, connection becomes performance. People smile when they are hurting, agree when they are unsure, stay silent when they need to speak. Emotional safety is what allows truth to surface, conflict to be navigated, and intimacy to deepen. It's not a luxury, it's a prerequisite. Wow. Wow. What is the quote for today? Our quote reads, "You don't need a crowd. You need a circle that sees you and holds you." Ooh, baby. Amazing. Amazing. Anyway, that was it for today. We were talking the power of support systems, and as you can understand, support is very much needed. It's not a luxury, it's a survival. It's what you need, just like oxygen, just like breath. Ruach, you need breath. It's not a luxury. Breath is not a luxury, it's something you need for survival, just like emotional support in motherhood. So mothers, please and please seek for support, gather support, find that village. I am also that village, and if you feel like you need a village and you don't know where to start, just contact me. I will post my contact details on my statuses every day, so be on the lookout for my statuses. But for today, love you mummies, love you everybody. As long as you're born from a mummy and you're a mummy or you're about to be a mummy, from me to you, I got you, baby. Bye.